In 2002, Details introduced the Series 7 line of electric height-adjustable work surfaces to meet the needs of Todd at 6 foot 4 inches tall, April at 5 foot short, and most everyone in between. Now Details expands the lineup with Adjustables Series 5. The installation will go smoothly if you follow the step-by-step procedures we'll outline here and in the provided written instructions. A few basic tools are all you'll need. Grab these from your kit: a driver, a ratchet with a 10mm socket, a Phillips bit, a 3mm Allen wrench, an adjustable wrench, and a level. First, unpack, sort, and audit the delivery of all components against the attached bill of materials. All these parts will go together in a logical order. Please follow the order to ensure an efficient, low-cost installation. Once you've accounted for all the parts, the next step is to turn the work surface top upside down in a nice, clean, abrasion-free assembly area. An installation guide is included in the carton, and it's a good idea to keep it handy. The schematics will be a valuable on-site reference. Now, align the top supports of the leg assemblies with the pre-drilled screw holes in the work surface. Make sure the stretcher screws are to the back of the work surface. Secure each leg assembly with 2 screws. Install the remaining 8 screws in each leg assembly. Be careful not to over-tighten. Find and remove the hexagonal drive shafts and the aluminum sleeve that shipped inside the stretcher. Loosen the set screws using an Allen wrench. Place the stretcher over the socket screws on both legs. The flange should point toward the leg. Fasten the flange nuts tightly. Repeat the procedure on the other leg. Okay, now this is the only place where it gets a bit tricky. The drive unit with 3 connection points is called the master. The other drive unit is called the slave. They can be mounted on the right or left-hand side of the work surface, but it's important that the master drive unit be mounted on the same side of the work surface as the keypad and power supply. It's a good idea to ask the customer if they have a preference for the location. Slide the hexagonal shafts into the aluminum sleeve with the compression nuts. Don't tighten the compression nuts just yet. Slide one shaft through one of the drive units and then through the leg. Repeat step 5 on the other leg. Insert the M6 bolt through one of the washers and then through the drive unit and the distance spacer. Screw a flange nut over the bolt end with the flange pointing toward the top support. Insert the M6 bolt through the top support. Secure in place with another flange nut. Finally, tighten the flange nuts on each leg. Check to see that the motor and the top support are parallel. Make sure the hexagonal shafts are flush with the outside of the leg assembly, and tighten all 6 of the compression nuts on the aluminum sleeve. Next, attach the cosmetic caps by exposing the adhesive and pressing in place. Finally, tighten the set screws on the stretcher bar with the Allen wrench. Determine the preferred location for the power supply box. Use the adhesive template provided to determine the exact location of screws to mount the power supply. Drive the 2 screws through the template and into the work surface so that they protrude 4 mm. Align the power supply box over the protruding screws until it snaps into place. Toward the back of the work surface, install the wire manager cableway on the underside with the screws provided. Remember to leave enough space for anything you might need to clamp to the work surface. The keypad now mounts easily with 4 screws on the same side as the master drive unit. It should be mounted near the outside of the table to avoid interference in the workspace. To connect the drive units, first connect them by using the drive unit link cable. This is the cable with the 2 identical plugs. Connect the drive units together by inserting one end in each drive unit. Do not force the cables. Next, plug the cables for the keypad and the power supply into the master drive unit. Then, attach the AC cord into the power supply. You're nearly done. Place the cosmetic end covers over the screws at the end of the stretcher. Note that the caps are different sizes to accommodate the wide and the narrow end of the stretcher. Plug the table in and test it. Raise the legs all the way to their limit, watching for any stress on cables. At this point, you can manage the wires in the wire manager installed at the rear of the table. Unplug the table. With two people, carefully turn the table over, taking care not to lean on the legs. Finally, check to be sure the work surface is perfectly level. If it isn't, simply adjust the glides accordingly. That's it. Excellent work. This workplace is ready to rock.